What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of our half marathon prep. Today I'm going to take you along throughout the day, and today's video is going to be all about can you build muscle while running and training for a half marathon. So I'm going to take you through some of the foods that I'm eating today. I'm going to take you through some of the workouts that I'm doing, take you through my workday as well, and along the way give you some of the best tips that I can give you in order to still build muscle and build strength while training for an endurance event, in this case, training for a half marathon in 12 weeks. So I just finished up a workout, finished up a little bit of morning training. I'll take you through my morning so far. So far, woke up at 4 a.m., did my ice bath, showered, came to the gym, had a 5 a.m. small group training session, my 6 a.m. personal training session, 7 a.m. personal training session, both my 8 and my 9 o'clock. One was sick, one was out of town. So I actually took advantage of that to go through my workout, get that out of the way today, because after that, I have 5 more training sessions here in a row. So I'm gonna take you through my workout here in a second. I just finished it up, but I wanna run through the nutrition. This video is all about building muscle and running and training for this half marathon and showing you that you can build muscle and build strength while training for an endurance event. And the diet is a big piece of that. This morning so far, right before my workout, or my pre-workout, I did a Quest Crispy Fruity Cereal Protein Bar. These things are so freaking good if you hadn't had them before. Some people can't do Quest bars because the sugar alcohol kind of bothers their stomach, but I love this one. So I did one Quest protein bar. I did an apple for some carbohydrates. You know, before the workout, a lot of times we want something that's not gonna sit in the stomach super heavy, but is gonna give us some fuel. And then I did 1 scoop of orange mango pre-gym, my favorite pre-workout that I've taken for years and years, that I love, especially for morning workouts, just to get in that mindset and lock in that tunnel vision. I ran through the workout, wanna run you through my post-workout meal, what I'm about to do. So my wife actually prepped this for me, brought it in, cooked it up. We have 6 ounces of 93.7 lean ground beef. We got 1 serving of green beans and 250 grams of basmati rice. I'll top that off with some sweet and hot mustard, just to give it a little bit of flavor. But peri-workout nutrition, your workout nutrition beforehand and afterhand, is super crucial if you're looking to build strength and build muscle. So make sure that you're focusing on getting enough food. When we're training for performance or training for building muscle and strength, we want to make sure that we are not in a caloric deficit. So right now, I'm setting my calories roughly around maintenance, not necessarily a surplus, not necessarily a deficit. I want to make sure that I'm getting enough food. I'm adequate in protein, adequate in carbohydrates, and adequate in fat to help with hormones so they can focus on recovery, focus on lifting heavy for my strength workouts, and putting in big effort on my running workouts. I'll do a voice over the workout, show you what I did for the workout today. I've got 5 more training sessions here in a row, so I'm gonna eat this quick. Yes, it is 9:30 right now. I'm about to eat beef and rice, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So starting this workout off, this was more of a shoulder and arm workout that I'm gonna run through today. So upper body pump, beach muscle workout. When I get into my full half marathon prep, so the first run will be on Sunday, which I'll show you guys that next. But when I get into my program, my full 12-week half marathon program is gonna call for 3 strength training workouts. It's going to have a full upper body, full lower body, and a full body. So this is shoulder and arms. You know, it's kind of that last pump workout before we start the full 12-week half marathon prep. Started off with some heavy shoulder press. So what I want to mention in this video, you know, we're looking at trying to build muscle, trying to maintain muscle mass, trying to build strength while training for a half marathon, and in this case, an endurance event. You have to keep your strength training heavy. So you can't lighten things up. You need to keep things heavy. So I started off with 4 sets of 6 with 80-pound dumbbells on shoulder press. You know, heavy is always relative for you. So whatever you're capable of doing for this, you know, 4 sets of 6, I did it all at 80s. It was plenty heavy for me. Just make sure that you're trying to focus on getting stronger and you're not lightening weights up. That's the best way you can lose muscle when you're training for a half marathon. After that, I did a superset. This is a really cool variation that I've really been loving doing in my own workouts and in my clients' programs. Taking a band and you just take a basic old lateral raise and you make it significantly harder. Now, you don't need a ton of weight with the band and you don't need a ton of weight with your dumbbells as well. And you step on that band and you're holding the band over the dumbbells and you're doing a lateral raise. So you're getting constant tension on the way up, constant tension on the way down. I did 10 to 12 reps. Then I went over to the Rogue Air Rhino and I did an upright row. You don't have to use the Air Rhino. You know, this is brand new, but I've really been playing playing around with it and doing a bunch of different stuff with it. You could use a cable, you could use dumbbells, you can use barbells. But I did 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps, and on the last set of each of these, I did a drop set. After that, I went to the reverse fly. And one trick that I find a lot of times people with reverse flies, they only feel the traps working. Set your seat high enough to where your shoulders aren't up in the ears, and you can pull almost lower and almost do a slight second pause. So you can see here, I do a 1 second pause just to focus on my rear delts working. Then we're going to work the traps, and I did a dumbbell shrug. On both these, I did 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps. Again, we're just isolating muscles. You're trying to use the weight that's appropriate for you for that rep range to hit failure in that 10 to 12 rep range. And like I said, I did 3 sets of 10 to 12 on both these. After that, went back over to the Rhino. Again, just playing around on this. I really love the Air Rhino. It's so versatile. I'm going to be doing a full review of it coming soon, which I'm super excited to put out there. I did a Rhino curl. Now, I didn't have Rhino mode on. I just left just the damper, and I believe I had it at like 8 for the damper setting for the Rhino. I did 10 curls, and really it matches you at your strength curve. So it's going to be as heavy as you can lift for 10 reps. And then drop that down, picked up some dumbbells, and I did 10 dumbbell hammer curls. You could substitute the Rhino for a barbell curl, for a dumbbell curl, for a cable curl, but this is a really tough superset that's going to burn out your arms. I did 4 sets of 10 to 12 there. And then the next one was a tricep superset. I did a plate-loaded dip. Again, trying to focus on my triceps doing the work. So I could put on another 2 or 3 plates here and I can move the weight. But at that point, I'm going to be moving it with my shoulders, moving it with my chest. I wanted to focus on just the triceps. So kind of giving it a split-second pause at the bottom, keeping the controlled tempo. I did 10 to 12 reps. And then after I did that, I went over to the cable and I did a tricep pushdown for 10 to 12 reps. Again, trying to focus on squeezing, using the triceps, and making sure that I'm using the appropriate weight and not just moving weight from point A to point B. So I ended up doing 4 sets on both of those. This is a really tough way that you can finish off your arms, especially smaller muscle groups, where you can take 2 tricep exercises and pair them together, and it's going to be significantly harder than if you did like a bicep or a tricep, an opposing muscle group.
Just let me fall to my grave. Just let me fall to my grave.
I just wrapped up a 20-minute sauna session. Overall, it's been a really solid day. Since I saw you guys last, I had 5 training sessions in a row, got those all knocked out, all one-on-one training sessions. So to recap, I had 8 training sessions today. Got my workout in early this morning. Did a 20-minute sauna in our sauna box Solaris here at the gym with some red light therapy. Typically I'll try and do that after my workout. I didn't have time today because I squeezed my workout in really quick in between my training sessions. But that's something that I'll do, at least 3 times a week, just to get some heat exposure. There's lots of recovery benefits, lots of health benefits, and overall it just feels so freaking good. Like once I finished my 5 training sessions, I had some emails to do and some workouts to write and just a bunch of admin stuff to do here at the gym, just behind the business type stuff. And doing a 20-minute sauna, once I was done with all that, was the perfect way to kind of wrap up the day. And now I'm going to head out. I'm actually going to be playing some baseball with my son tonight, so I'm looking forward to that, having some family time. And I will see you guys on Sunday. We're going to go through our first official run of the half marathon hybrid build. We're going to do a 7-mile aerobic run. I'll take you guys through my warm-up, take you guys through pre-workout, take you guys through the run, and just give you more details on what I'm doing with my running, as well as go through some more details about strength training, how we can structure our workouts to have intensity, focus on building strength and progression, but not being so much volume and intensity that starts to affect the running, because over time, mileage is going to build up over these next 12 weeks, intensity and pace is going to start to build up, and we want the strength training to complement our running, not break us down so much and have our legs so heavy and sore that we can't recover from it. So I'll see you guys on Sunday. We're going to go for a full 7-mile run. It'll be the first official run of the 12-week half marathon plan. Good morning, guys. It is Sunday. It is the first long run day. So we are at the lake. We're about to hit our first long run, which in my hybrid half marathon training program is going to be a 7-mile aerobic run. So
I'm here at Lake Zarinsky. It's perfect. This is a 7-mile loop if I do both the big side and the small side. This is also exactly where the race is going to be, so that's awesome where I get to practice. I know exactly where the hills are. I know exactly where to push. But today's going to be an aerobic run. We're going to run and just enjoy the run. It's a beautiful morning. My wife is also training with us this morning. She's training for a 10K, so she's going to be hitting 5 miles for her first run. She also has a 10K program that she's running as well. And we're just going to enjoy the run, try to keep the heart rate low, and build up mileage as we go. Now, I just finished up my electrolyte. This morning I had a protein bar and a banana for some carbs and some fuel. And then I will also be hitting some electrolytes after the run. I think where a lot of people tend to go wrong when they run, especially training for a half marathon and they're also strength training, is every run is super hard. So our aerobic runs to start off with, I want you to run at paces that are not easy, but paces that you can sustain, paces that you can keep your heart rate as low as possible. You can sustain for the distance. And as we start to build, we can always build intervals. There are interval specific days that we'll be doing in the program to work on speed and leg turnover. But today it's all about racking up some miles, keeping the heart rate low, and building your aerobic capacity. So I'm going to get warm, get ready for this run, and go kill it. It's a beautiful morning for a run. Let's go do it. So we just finished up the first run in our 10K and our half marathon program. How'd you feel it went?
Good. Felt really good in the beginning for sure. And then towards the end, got a little tired.
I think we both were a little excited for the first run. We both ran a little hard. Overall, it was a good run. It was a beautiful morning. It was like 67 here in Omaha, Nebraska, which we've had like 100-degree weather lately. Today's Sunday. It's the one day we take off from work at the gym. So we usually get up not super early. We like to sleep in just a little bit. Usually we'll get up around 6 or 7 and go for a run. So it was a beautiful morning. That definitely helped. That helped the run. Helped me feel to where I could just give some effort. You know, sometimes that heat can really just zap you. So I finished 7 miles in 58 minutes and 58 seconds at an 8:25 average pace. Heart rate was a little higher. I did run a little too fast at the beginning. I was running like 8 minutes, sub 8 minute, and then I tried to reel it back a little bit. But overall, it just felt good, you know? I think that, you know, I have a little bit of a chip on my shoulder this time because this half marathon that I'm training for, last year, I was also training to do it with Alyssa, my wife, and that's when I sprained my ankle and I wasn't able to run. And just the thought of running again was like, oh man, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to get back to that. So it feels really good to be running again. The ankle still bothers me from time to time throughout this series. I'm gonna be covering some of the warm-up, the rehab, all that stuff that I'm doing to help with that. But overall, it just feels amazing to be running again. First run of our half marathon prep is down. Plenty to go. You know, we're gonna show up and try and beat our best. Don't worry about what others are doing. Focus on your fitness, focus on your running ability, and try to beat your best. Show up every time looking to PR your best. So we're gonna go home. We're gonna do a quick ice bath, drink some electrolytes, eat some breakfast, and then into Sunday is family day. We have our nephew's birthday party today. We have some family dinner. We're gonna be building our sauna tonight because we have an electrician coming tomorrow to install the 240, which I'm freaking pumped about that. So it's gonna be a good day. Let's go do an ice bath.
So the main things that I want you guys to take away from the video today in relation to building muscle and running is, one, you have to train heavy. You have to focus on progression. You have to focus on building strength, adding reps, adding weight over time. You can't just do the same thing over and over again and expect to build muscle or maintain muscle, especially when you're training for an endurance event. The volume might be lower, but the intensity has to be high. So if you're only doing 3 sets for an exercise, we want to be intense with those 3 sets. We want to hit muscle failure, and if it's too light, let's bump it up. Make the work that you're doing in the gym really count. As far as your nutrition, you need to make sure that you're eating bare minimum at maintenance, especially if your goal is to perform and train hard and have intensity with both your strength training and your running workouts. You need to make sure that you're getting adequate amounts of protein. I'd recommend at least 0.7 grams of protein per pound of body weight. And ideally, if you're looking to maximize building muscle, recovery, building strength, and not losing muscle while you're training for a half marathon or any endurance event, I would really aim to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And like I said, the maintenance, making sure they're eating at maintenance calories. You're fueling your body. So throughout the day, I'm eating 5 or 6 times a day. Every time I eat, I'm trying to focus on getting some source of lean protein. I'm getting good, healthy carbohydrates. I'm getting good fat sources. I'm fueling my body with high quality food. And that's going to help me recover. It's going to help me come in the gym and train hard. It's going to help me stock up glycogen in my muscles so that when I go for longer runs, my body can utilize the carbohydrates that I have stocked in my muscles, as opposed to breaking down my muscle tissue, especially on those longer runs. Yes, you can build strength and build muscle while also training for an endurance event. You can't wing it though. You got to have a plan. You got to come in. You got to have structure. You got to focus on beating your best. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys are looking to download my program, you want to take all the guesswork out. You want to do the exact program that I'm running to PR my half marathon while also building muscle and building strength. I'll leave my full program down in the comment section below. You can click on that link and you can download the program there. If you guys have any questions, I'm here to help. Let me know in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in next week's vlog where we'll talk about building muscle and some speed training. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Fall to my groove.